Colorado Amendment B, Gallagher Amendment Repeal, and Property Tax Assessment Rates Measure. Colorado Amendment B asks, without increasing property tax rates, to help preserve funding for local districts that provide fire protection, police, ambulance, hospital, kindergarten through 12th grade education, and other services, and to avoid automatic mill levy increases, shall there be an amendment to the Colorado Constitution to repeal the requirement that the General Assembly periodically change the residential assessment rate in order to maintain the statewide proportion of residential property as compared to all other taxable property valued for property tax purposes, and repeal the non-residential property tax assessment rate of 29%. In simpler terms, Amendment B asks voters if they want to repeal the Gallagher Amendment, which will remove the set residential to non-residential tax collection at 45 to 55%, freeze assessment rates where they are currently, and allow future changes to assessment rates to occur through state legislation, not the Constitution. To better understand Amendment B, it is important to know how property taxes are regulated in Colorado and the history of the Gallagher Amendment. The Gallagher Amendment, when instituted into the Colorado Constitution in 1982, regulated that the income collected from residential properties make up 45% of all property taxes collected in the state, and non-residential taxes collected make up the other 55%. The assessment rate, which determines the taxes paid on a property, was set at 29% for all non-residential properties. In order to maintain that residential property taxes contribute the other 45% of state revenue, residential assessment rates are reevaluated every 2 years. This means that the residential property assessment rate has fallen from 21% to 7.15% since the institution of the Gallagher Amendment. As pictured in the two figures, residential properties grew faster than non-residential properties from 1982 to 2019 in Colorado. Because of this and the sharp decrease in residential assessment rates, local counties have suffered from a lack of funding. The Gallagher Amendment sought to make sure that residential property owners in Colorado did not pay too much in property taxes, but it has reduced property taxes to the point where there may be larger repercussions for local communities. A yes vote will repeal the Gallagher Amendment, bringing an end to the current set ratio of residential to non-residential property tax collection. It will freeze non-residential rates at 29%, and residential assessment rates at 7.15%, and allow future changes to property tax assessment rates to happen through state law rather than the Colorado Constitution. A no vote will maintain the Gallagher Amendment as part of the state constitution and will allow for residential property assessment rates and taxes in Colorado to continue to decrease. An argument for Amendment B is that by freezing property assessment rates, there will be no associated change in taxes, and by preventing the continued lowering of residential taxes collected, Colorado municipalities and districts, including school, fire, and police, will continue to receive funding that has been dwindling since the installment of the Gallagher Amendment. A Denver Post article cites that by passing Amendment B, K-12 schooling could save $500 million in the next year alone. The coronavirus also makes passing Amendment B important, as it could save counties from extreme fiscal losses due to the pandemic. That being said, many people do not support Amendment B. In a Colorado Public Radio article, it was argued that freezing assessment rates will likely put a burden on the lower-class renters and homeowners in Colorado who anticipate and rely on lowering assessment rates. Also, because the Gallagher Amendment is in the state constitution, it applies to all of Colorado equally and doesn't account for differences in population and growth by county. Building a Better Colorado mentions that because of this, if Amendment B passes, it would only be a short-term fix that will need to be followed with other bills that regulate assessment rates by county. This is a very challenging issue as, paired with Tabor, property tax legislation almost ensures property taxes will never rise. Although Amendment B aims to support local programs that need funding currently, there may be challenges in the future as populations grow if taxes cannot be raised. In conclusion, a yes vote votes to repeal the Gallagher Amendment, freeze assessment rates throughout the state, and allow future changes to assessment rates to be through state law, not constitution. It will help to ensure that funding for local districts does not continue to decline. A no vote maintains the Gallagher Amendment, with a predicted drop in assessment rates statewide for the next 2-year cycle, which will mean a decrease in residential property tax. Make sure you vote on Amendment B Election Day, November 3rd, or before by mail-in ballots. All Colorado voters can return their ballots to drop boxes for quick and easy statewide voting. For more information and a brief voter overview of Amendment B, voters can search Amendment B Colorado Ballotpedia online. For more opinion pieces regarding Amendment B, voters should visit the Denver Post. And for an in-depth analysis on the issue, voters can always refer to the Colorado Ballot Information Booklet or Blue Book. Thank you.